And we are away in the first final of the day. Great Britain in lane 2 will look for a fast first 500 metres. They'll then settle over the next 500, and it'll be steady acceleration from 1,000 metres out. Italy, nearest the cameras, have already dropped back. Britain, as you see over there next to the far lane, have already made a very good start and are leading. At Lucerne, Britain struck a very shrewd psychological blow with a victory in a final that included four of the crews in this race and East Germany. Wonderful victory for Britain there. The unknown quantity New Zealand, who didn't show themselves at Lucerne. That's the bow of the United States boat, not the US-4 that rowed twice at Lucerne and lost only to East Germany and Britain. That crew is broken up. Two of them, in fact, are in the Cox pairs final. But the United States have been fast and impressive, and in fact at the moment have probably a quarter of a length lead over Great Britain. Great Britain with Adrian Ellison the Cox. Stroke is Stephen Redgrave. 3 Andy Holmes, 2 Richard Budgett, the 2 providing the motive power there, contributing nearly 30 stone in weight, and bow Martin Cross. But it is still the United States with Italy, who were also fast in their heat, on the near side in second place, and Britain in third. These are the Americans. Ross Tong, or rather Ed Ives the stroke, and John Sterling's the Cox. But it's still the United States leading. Britain now in second, Italy in third. In the heats, in the repechage, the best time was easily that of the British 4. More than 3 seconds better than the next fastest, who were the United States, finishing second in the British heat. And it's between those two crews at the moment. 1250 metres to go. The United States half a length up on Great Britain. The United States won the coxed 4 at the Pan American Games in 1983. Their only survivor from that crew is Greg Springer, who's rowing at 2 today. And Springer. And Britain now beginning to put on a little bit of pressure. Britain with Canada outside them. And now there is very little between Britain and America. 3 minutes and 9 seconds was the British time at the 1,000-metre mark in their heat. So we're a bit faster than that today, and the United States have certainly laid down a challenge. Britain, Martin Cross, Richard Budgett, Andy Holmes at 3, stroke Stephen Redgrave. Man who wanted to come here as a single sculler was persuaded to take the stroke seat in the coxed 4. And really a very tight race between these two, and it may well prove to be all on the last 500 metres. This was the event that produced one of the most exciting finishes when the games were held in Los Angeles in 1932. The German 4 won that, beating the Italians by a foot. Could be in for something as close here. The Italians still making a good showing in the near lane, but the real battle is between Britain and the USA. This is not an event in which Britain has any great tradition in Olympic rowing. Just 1 silver medal, won by a 4 from Thames Rowing Club at Stockholm in 1912. United States now extending their lead, maybe half a length. United States and Great Britain clearly now the race between those two for the gold and silver. 500 metres to go, half a length for the United States. The British 4 representing the cream of British rowing, filtered out from a squad of 50 potential Olympic rowers. And now they're beginning to show their burst. This is where the British will be strong, and this race is not over yet by any means. United States trying to hold, and Britain producing their burst now, and this looks good. Adrian Ellison calling for the big effort now, and here they come. There is nothing in it now, and with every stroke the British are gaining through the mist on the Americans. Looking over their shoulder, you saw a glance there from Richard Budgett, and the British are now beginning to turn the pressure on the Americans, and it'll be interesting to see if the Americans can hold them. Great Britain with a very heavy crew, just about 14 stone 10 per man average, and Britain rode through the mist with now only about 100 meters to go and very nearly a half a length advantage, and the gold medal in sight. But the Americans are responding. Britain hold them. Britain first, the United States second, and this could be Britain's first gold in the Olympic rowing of 1984. They've now got 20 meters to go, and Britain are going to win the gold. Britain first, the United States second. They cross the line now, and there is gold for Great Britain. Martin Cross, Richard Budgett, Andy Holmes, Stephen Redgrave, Adrian Ellison, the cox, and those are names that will go down in the history of British rowing. Jubilation among the other members of the British squad here watching. Anguish, agony, but also ecstasy for Great Britain. They've rowed themselves virtually to the point of exhaustion. This is a sport which makes such physical demands that in the last stages of the race, the demand for oxygen can be so great that it's not unknown for oarsmen to black out.
Winners of the gold medal and Olympic champions, the team from Great Britain.
Well, that's music to their ears, and reward for their efforts, confidence and the faith, the selectors and coaches. They're coached by Mike Spracklin, a company director from Marlow, and now receiving their gold medals.
Stephen Redgrave, Adrian Ellison.
An individual cheer and a kiss for them all.
Médaille d'argent.
Now, the raising of the flags and the national anthem. Perhaps as emotional a moment as any sportsman ever knows in his career. Moment that gets to us all, and those were not the only moist British eyes at Lake Casitas.